The investigation initially began on the 7th of November, 2014, when deputies were dispatched to a local casino in reference to a report that suspect Diane Lake had cashed a fictitious check and later that day returned in an attempt to cash another fictitious check. She was turned away by staff after discovering that the first fictitious check was a fraud. Lake was not located at that time. Since that point, however, deputies identified further evidence and additional involvements in similar schemes, including theft, forgeries, and identity fraud involving Diane Lake as well as suspect Christopher Biddy. On the 6th of March, 2015, Danico Yelvington was arrested during this investigation after it was discovered that he was fraudulently cashing checks which had been forged at Diane Lake's residence here in Pahrump. When Nye County Sheriff's SWAT team, deputies, and detectives served a search warrant at 810 East Gamebird in Pahrump. During the search, numerous further pieces of evidence and items, stolen property, were located and seized, as well as methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia found in the possession of residents at this address. Jeffrey Gavalis and Jeannie Tedford, both of Pahrump, both were arrested and booked into the Nye County Detention Center. During the late evening hours of the same day, the investigation continued as NCSO deputies and detectives served yet another search warrant at an address of 2281 North Morales Lane and seized additional pieces of evidence. The residents were questioned, however, nobody there was arrested. As a result of this still ongoing investigation, approximately 200, mostly local victims, have been identified at this point.
A small handful of those are actually from outside of Pahrump, Nye County. Matter of fact, there's a small handful of victims and businesses that are located in Clark County as well. We're still in the process of identifying those victims for sure, identifying their contact information, and then we will be identifying each one of those victims to make contact with them and further the investigation in that regard. As part of this investigation, we've also solved approximately 10 local previously unreported cold cases. However, each one of the local victims in turn becomes its own case again, so we are looking at a large number of cases which will be generated, cleared, and solved as a result of this entire investigation. It is ongoing. We expect that as we progress through this, that we may be able to find additional evidence and additional victims, and as we do so, we're going to, of course, release that information.